Hello and welcome to this video on standard form. So this is the third part of the videos that I've done and the final part, and we're going to be looking at how we multiply and divide using standard form. So let's go straight into this and look at our first example then. So pause your video, see if you can have a go yourself first, and then we'll go through the answers. Okay, so first of all, we need to multiply the number part of this. So we've got to do 3 times 3. So that's always the first step. If you multiply the numbers, so in this case, 3 times 3 gives you 9. Then we've got to add the powers together. So remember, when you multiply numbers with the same base, if you've got powers, you add them together. So think back to your index law rules for this. So in this example here, we're doing 3 add 9, which gives you 12. So that's going to give you 10 to the power 12. So if we put those things together now, we've now got 9 times 10 to the power 12, and that would be our answer for this one. If you were asked to do it, as an ordinary number, you would have 9 followed by 12 zeros. So it's probably unlikely on this one that they would ask you to do that, to be honest. But if they did, it would be a 9 followed by 12 zeros. So once again, pause your video and have a go, and then we'll go through the answer. Okay, let's take a look at this then. So our numerical part here is 4 and 3, so we do 4 times 3 to get 12. Then we've got to add our powers, so we've got 4 and 5 here, so that makes 9. So far we've got 12 times 10 to the power 9. So mathematically, that is a correct solution to this sum, but the issue is it's not in standard form. Remember, when you write numbers in standard form, the first part has to be anything from 1 up to, but not including 10. So what we've got to do is make this 1.2. So by doing that, we're moving the decimal point to the left, so that number is now 10 times smaller. So we've got to then increase the power by 1. So we end up with 1.2 times 10 to the power 10. So on our next example then, think really carefully with this one. Look at your index laws here, your index law rules very carefully here, because you've got 10 to the power 5 and 10 to the power minus 2. So remember, you've got to apply your negative number rules here. So pause your video, have a go, and then we'll go through this. So first step then is to multiply our numbers. So 6.3 times 2.5 gives you 15.75. Then we've got to add our powers. So 5 add minus 2 is 3. So remember, adding a negative is the same as subtracting a positive. So 5 add minus 2 is the same as 5 take away 2. Okay? So this leaves you with 15.75 times 10 to the power 3. So remember, once again, we've got to have that first part written as a number that's anything from 1 up to, but not including 10. So we change this to 1.575. By doing that, we're moving that decimal point once to the left, so that number is now 10 times smaller. So we've got to increase that power by 1. So next example, then we're going to do a division this time. So pause your video, have a go, and then I'll talk you through it. Okay, so here we go for this one. So in a very similar way to the way that we tackled the multiplication, we've just got to deal with the numbers first, the number part of the standard form, so we just divide them. So 6.32 divided by 1.6 will give you 3.95. Then we've got to apply our index law rule to the powers. So remember, when we're doing a division, so 10 to the power 13 divided by 10 to the power 8, that's going to give us 10 to the power 5 because we're subtracting those powers. And that will leave us with 3.95 times 10 to the power 5 for this one. So final example then, so pause your video, have a go at this one. Okay, let's take a look then. So first of all, if we do 3 divided by 6, we get 0.5. And always remember, when you do a smaller number divided by a larger number, you will always get an answer that's less than 0. Hence why we get 0.5 here. Then we've got to deal with our powers. So 4 minus minus 3 gives you 7. So remember, with your negative number rules here, whenever you subtract a negative, it's the same as adding a positive. So 4 take away minus 3 is the same as 4 add 3, which is why we get 7. So what we've got now is 0.5 times 10 to the power 7. Now you will notice here that this is less than 1 this time. So we've got to make this 0.5 10 times bigger, so it becomes 5. But what that also means is we've got to then reduce the power by 1. So because the number's now 10 times bigger, the power has to be 1 less. So it becomes 5 times 10 to the power 6 for our final answer. Okay, thank you very much for listening to this video. Hit subscribe and there'll be loads more videos coming your way. Thanks very much. Bye bye.